From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a PrimeWave Media production.
What's up, world? It's the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper, and this is the PrimeTimeAngles Live on IG. And boy, oh boy, what a day it was! This is the premier sports betting show as well, too. Don't let me forget that. But man, we had ourselves a really good day yesterday and everything like that. We were able to sweep out the MAC last night. That was pretty good for us as well, too. Pretty much this. I feel like was something that we could have just, I was fairly surprised that we did that well last night. We swept out. We were able to get the over 55.5 in the Kent State Bowling Green game. Also was able to get the 27 covered by Akron, and Buffalo just absolutely destroyed Miami of Ohio last night. So that worked out very well for us, man. We move on, and it is what it is at the end of the day. And pretty much the sweep was there. 6-1 hit last night for you guys. So if you had it, good for you. Thank you for telling the play and everything, telling it and everything like that. And we go from there. It's just that simple. And also, man, we got some good NBA news to talk about right now as well, too. We got some deals, some craziness going on in a sense. And hopefully, man, that we can make some pretty good deals happen. You know that everybody is always changing teams in the NBA. You know how it goes. So it is what it is at the end of the day. I'm trying to let y'all pile in here real quick. This is kind of weird, man. Usually y'all are all getting in here, but, pretty much let me just get into it right now, and then I know as we keep going, everything, people will jump in here. So, man, tonight, we got the MAC tonight. Today's show, I'm going to go over the actual Big 12 bets list. We only got 2 games in the Big 12 tonight. Also, going to talk about the Mountain West as well, too. They start up Thursday, and then also get into tonight's MAC Pick 3. I got a dog for you tonight as well, too. So let's go ahead and talk about it real quick, man. Now, the word on the street now is that Harden could be headed to the New York Knicks. The Knicks are over here trying to figure out what they can send to Houston to pick up Harden or Westbrook from what I'm hearing. They really want to go ahead and get themselves a superstar. They're willing to give up future draft picks. They're willing to give up future stars, things of that nature. I'm talking about these young players that they've drafted over the years and some of these guys that they signed, that were like head scratchers and everything like that. So pretty much Harden or Westbrook, one of them is going to wind up with the Knicks soon. And I would say that it's going to be more about Westbrook probably signing up with them, because I would say if I'm the owner of the Rockets, I would really want to sit up in here and say, okay, pretty much Harden, you are my franchise, so I'm going to have to keep you around for about another year or so, maybe get you a little bit more older and things of that nature, get a little bit more time out of you as well too, and just go from there. It's that simple, man. So pretty much I'm going to go ahead and say this. I'm going to be bold here and say that Harden is either going to be in Philly soon or he's going to be in New York soon, or vice versa. But we all know that it just seems like Westbrook is on the way out in Houston, and I think this is a good thing actually, because you know what? Westbrook and Harden's chemistry wasn't exactly the same like it was in OKC. They're very close. They're brothers in a sense, but at the end of the day, though, their styles don't mesh with each other anymore. Both have became alphas in the NBA now. They both need their own teams to star on now. Back then, it worked. Now, it doesn't. And it pretty much showed up. Because if they were really that good, they would have been able to blast past everybody and get to the finals. Because they had the right type of game plan for the type of players that they are. But the thing is, though, they just couldn't execute because at the end of the day, they just don't have the it factor, the over factor. I mean, not the it factor. They got the it factor, but they ain't got the over factor. And when I say over, that means getting over the hump, getting over getting over the easy parts like the second round and conference finals and things of that nature. And actually, being in the finals and actually winning. So, you know what? This is why KD's so many levels ahead of these guys as well, too. All right, so we move on, and they have Drew Holiday now going to the Atlanta Hawks, and possibly the sixth pick in the draft will be sent to the Pelicans. And as you know, the Pelicans are doing the same exact thing that the Thunder did for a long time as well, too. But they looking exactly like the Thunder did when they were making their moves to get Harden and Westbrook and KD and all that good stuff, but I don't think that it's going to be the same results as well, too. This is a team of moving parts, and they're just going to bring in more youth, and this is not going to really hold over well with guys like Lonzo and guys like Ingram who are on the up and up and who would love to have a vet come play with them instead of having another big shot rookie come in there, unless they're going to go get his boy, Zoe's boy, Oni Enekwe. Because if they go get Oni Enekwe, then, this is going to be it's going to be real in New Orleans, because then you don't have to put too much pressure on Zion to be a big rebounder for you or anything like that. And he can just go ahead and be on the wing and do what he got to do and put up his little 25, 30 points a game if he's going to be able to get that on average. Because you know what? He hasn't played a full season yet. And I think that I think the NBA took it a little easy on him because, pretty much he's a young star and they want to see what he really has in the bag. This year, they're going to lock up on his ass, so be ready for that. But Pelicans, I don't know about this move. You might be getting a little bit too greedy with the draft picks, and this could start setting you back a little bit where you got too much of a young team and they just don't know how to just respond to it. You know what I mean? So pretty much that's where my point is with the Pelicans. But Drew Holiday looks to be on the move, and it looks like Atlanta is the partner right now at this moment. So we'll see how it goes. This deal should be done by at least tomorrow. If it's not, then it's probably going to be dead by the weekend. So we'll see what's going on, and we'll see what's up. And then we got CP3. CP3 could be headed to Phoenix. I think this will be a monster situation for Phoenix. But if I'm Phoenix, I'm not giving up a first-round pick for Chris Paul. Just not going to do it. I know that he's great. I know that it'll help you guys get to the first round of the playoffs next year. But don't give up a first-round pick for Chris Paul. I'm sorry. You're already going to have to take on a monster contract with Chris Paul as is. So I wouldn't give up that pick at all. Seriously. And I would be asking Chris Paul, can he somewhat take a little bit of a pay cut for us as well, too. But I think Phoenix is so desperate right now to have a winner after what they did in the bubble, not losing a game, that they're willing to go ahead and maybe part ways with a pick or two to go ahead and bring Chris Paul in to show them how to get to that next level. That's exactly what they need. Devin Booker needs a guy like Chris Paul to go ahead and guide the way for him as well, too. So pretty much it is what it is at the end of the day. I'm going to go ahead and say this about Chris Paul, that if he goes to Phoenix, it will be a great deal for Phoenix, and it'll be a great move for Phoenix. But I really do think that the best move at the end of the day will probably be him returning to LA, either playing for the Lakers or the Clippers, because he wants to get a ring. This being a Big Brother thing it lasted a little bit too long for Chris Paul, and I think it's time for Chris Paul to get on a team where he can actually be in the hunt to win a championship. And pretty much that destination for him is Los Angeles. He still has a home here, so pretty much let's see how it goes. But I would say this right now: if this deal doesn't get done with Phoenix, then I would say that maybe he could go to Oklahoma City and ask to be bought out of his now contract right now to help this team out a little bit, so pretty much they don't have to lose too much. But I know they want to get something back for Chris Paul. They got to get something back for Chris Paul. That's how they're feeling in OKC. But I still think that they should just let the man go and start doing their rebuilding phase. They got like 12 draft picks over the next 10 years, dude, in the first round. So pretty much let the man go. Free Chris Paul. That's all I say. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. I know what you guys are here for, and let's go ahead and get into the bets. And here we are. Well, actually not bets first, but these are our top 5 over teams here. I think that this is a pretty good group here. The Raiders are 7-1. in overs. The Saints are 7-1 as well too. The Packers are 6-2. The Bills are 6-2. And the Titans, you would have thought they had more because it seems like every game they play in goes over, but they're 5-2-1. So this right here is a group that you look at, and every single one of these teams are in the playoff hunt right now. But the biggest problem with all these teams are their defenses do give up a lot of points as well too, except for Buffalo. Buffalo had one game where they gave, maybe two games where they gave up more than 24 points in a game. But other than that, they've been pretty good. And yeah, pretty much. I think three. Yeah, let's say three, because they had the Miami game. They got scored on a bit, and in the last game they played in, they got 34 scored on them. So, and they got 42 dropped on them by Tennessee. So pretty much this is probably the best defensive team in the group, the Bills. But all in all, though, all these teams they got some issues. The Seahawks. You know what? The Seahawks were up there, but the thing is they're 5-3, actually. A lot of people think that they went over in a lot of their games this year, but they actually are 5-3. They're in that middling point, but they're still one of the top over teams, but they're not a top 5 over team in this league. Okay, that's pretty much what it is. And I know it seems kind of weird that it looks like that, but I went through the numbers, and I went through the numbers a few times, and that's what the numbers showed up for me. But I'll double check and make sure. Also, we have the top 5 under teams, and you shouldn't be surprised by this. The Jets actually have went over in 2 out of their actually have only went over in 2 games. Week 1 and Monday night is when they went over in games, and Cardinals actually had about 5 in a row where they went under until last week against the Dolphins and everything like that, because during their 4-game winning streak they actually went under in every single one of those games as well too, even in that blowout against the Cowboys. So they're 6-2. And then the Rams, as you know, the Rams don't score. It's crazy, but the Rams games don't get crazy like that. They had an over game with the Dolphins, I think. But other than that, they've been having a lot of their games have actually stayed under. Like every game they played at home this year is under. So they played 3 games at home. Their 3 games went under. So pretty much when you look at that stat, you really will see that why they have that number there in a sense. But the number is bigger this week because Seattle's here, but that doesn't really make a difference. That actually tells me that the under is probably going to happen again. So there goes a quick little note early in the week for you guys to kind of run with a little bit, okay? But we got Bet Exchange coming tomorrow, but I don't have any over and unders for Bet Exchange. But Sunday I will, but I'm just giving you guys a sneak peek what to expect this weekend as well too. So you guys put all this stuff in your notes for your personal stuff like that too. Just the stuff that you might not tell off of me or things that you already have in mind. And then you got the Giants, they're 5-3-1. You already knew that they went under a lot as well too. But this is the team that surprised me going under a lot this season, the Ravens. But that's because the Ravens, majority of these games that went under are blowouts. So pretty much it is what it is. And their 2 losses, their first loss, they got kind of blown out. Their second loss was a close loss. But other than that, they haven't had a close game since then. So pretty much that's what we're looking at here with this group right here, the top 5 under teams. As you can see, 2 out of 3 of these teams are not even in playoff contention right now. But there's a bunch of these teams that that are in this group as well too. So the middle part of this all pretty much kind of have the same number or just dead even. Okay, so there it is. Those are our top 5 under teams in the NFL. And tomorrow, if we got enough time, I'll go over the best road team and best home teams right now through the first half of the season. All right, so Big 12 bets list. We got TCU playing against West Virginia this weekend. West Virginia is looking pretty decent over the last few weeks, but TCU is quietly killing it a bit here in conference play, and they're doing a damn good job of it as well too. And I really do like TCU going into this game. TCU has got some really good wins this season, and I just don't trust West Virginia that much. I think that what happens here is that they slip up in this game, and TCU actually goes ahead and gets a big win here. So I'm taking TCU with the plus 135. Let's see how it shakes out. And then we also have Texas Tech. Texas Tech is playing in a game against Baylor. Baylor is hard to trust. Baylor right now is 1-4 overall in conference play. So, Baylor's not playing good football at all this year. And they kept it close last week with Iowa State. That was funny. You know what I mean? Because I thought that game was actually not going to go that way. I thought that it was mainly going to be a dominant effort by Iowa State, but what happened was that Baylor showed up, and hey, you know what? There's nothing you can do about it when a team shows up. You just got to deal with it. But this week, though, Texas Tech absolutely rolls over Baylor. They're at home as well, too, so I like Texas Tech minus 120. Big 12 bets list. We only got 2 games Saturday in this conference, and there it is. Okay, so these are pending as well, too. We never know if the cover is going to strike, things of that nature, and then they got to cancel the game, blah, 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 blah. All right, so we move on, and we got ourselves the Mountain West, and up first is the Thursday night game, and Boise State has a good one against Colorado State. Colorado State is a middling team in the conference. They've done well over the first few weeks. They got a bad loss to Fresno, but they bounced back last week and got a very good win over Wyoming. So my thing is here, I'm going to go ahead and take Boise State in this spot, though, because Boise State, once again, is the home team. They're coming off a really bad loss against BYU where they got absolutely thrown through the crab table, dude. Like, seriously, that looked like the Dudley Boys style, the way that they got done by BYU, bro. So I'm telling you right now, I think that Boise State's going to be very pissed off going into this game, and they'll figure out a way to go ahead and cover this game by 2 touchdowns. Hopefully, they'll get the starting quarterback in, or at least the backup back in, or at least a feasible damn quarterback to get the ball down the field and score some points. So we'll see how it goes. 13.5 to Boise State. Let's see how it shakes out. Then we got the Fresno State, Utah State game. This one right here kind of irks me a little bit because you know that you got 2 really young teams out here, but Fresno State should be much better. But you know what? Utah State has had 2 really ugly games to start the year, but they improved last week as well, too, compared to the way that they played week 1. So they're going against a team that's not as good as a Boise State and not as good as Nevada was coming into that game. So they get a home game finally, and I think what happens here is that they're going to challenge Fresno a little bit, and they're going to keep this game up under 55 here. But pretty much this is a game where Fresno State can get their pickings on, get their offense moving and going in the right direction. But I still think, though, at the end of the day, this game stays under 55, and I think it's going to be much closer than it looks on paper. So there it is, under 55, Fresno State, Utah State. Then we got Hawaii and San Diego State. This is always a fun game, and this time it's going to be played in San Diego this year. So pretty much Hawaii, I do love you in this spot. But I think what happens here is that the game goes over, and I know everybody's like, how the hell is the game going to go over when you got a San Diego State team that can barely get like 24 points a game? Well, in this game, they're going to score a bit because Hawaii doesn't have the greatest defense, and I would say that the coach needs to open up the playbook a little bit more, which he's probably going to do after losing last week to a San Jose State. They lost to San Jose State, but you know what? We did see it coming, though. We did see it coming. So pretty much I'm going to go ahead and take the over 53 with the Hawaii-San Diego State game, and we go from there. And then we got New Mexico, plus 17. New Mexico is a big dog at home, and they are a big dog to a team that they should not be this big of a dog to. This is a game that they actually could steal, but you know what? New Mexico does have their issues, and I think that taking plus 17 is going to be a better choice here. It's going to be something that will probably work out a much, much better for us. So hopefully they only get beat by 2 touchdowns or by 10, or they pull off the monster upset. Regardless of anything, we got New Mexico Saturday plus 17. And then we got the over 59 in the UNLV San Jose State game. to me, this is going to be the San Jose State offensive coming out party in a sense. They went nuts in the second half last week, and I think that they're going to take that momentum into tonight's game and figure out how to get a big win here against this UNLV team. But I think the over is the stronger bet here because anything can happen in this game. And don't sleep on UNLV because this is a game that they look forward to as well, too, playing against a team like San Jose State. San Jose State's playing very well right now because the coaching is very good at this moment. So pretty much we'll see how it goes. But over 59, UNLV, San Jose State, let's see how it shakes out. We move forward. It's time for the MAC Pick 3. All right, so in the MAC Pick 3 tonight, we got a 12-1 ticket. I love Eastern Michigan money line tonight, plus 270. Reason being is because you have a Ball State team that lost by 7 last week on the road. They gave up 38 points as well, too, and it seems like they can't finish games. Eastern Michigan plays much better defense than Miami of Ohio. You guys can see that because Miami of Ohio gave up 42 points last night, and it wasn't even like 42 consecutive points. It was like 42 points over time in the game, but they were getting absolutely shellacked on defense last night like they did last week against Ball State, but Ball State wasn't even better on defense either. Eastern Michigan does present somewhat of a physical defense here. It might not be as consistent, but they'll figure out how to get the job done. They lost by 4 last week to a very good Kent State team that dropped 62 points last night. They held them to 27. So pretty much my thing is here, I feel like Eastern Michigan is in a spot where the lines makers kind of went a little bit too crazy about the other side, and they pretty much forgot that this is more of a even game than it really looks on paper. So me taking Eastern Michigan today, I feel very confident in the plus 270. Let's see how it shakes out. Hopefully we get this one home and go from there. But it's a plus 270. You guys got a dog of the day, and we go and let's see how it goes. All right, we got Northern Illinois is playing tonight. Northern Illinois, you want to get Central Michigan. Central Michigan had a very close game with Ohio, while Northern Illinois had a game where they got blown away, but they still dropped 30 points and gave up 49. This week, though, they're not going against the best offensive team in the league. They're going against a team that's you don't know what their identity truly is, and they're back on the road as well too. And this, my whole point is that this game is not as tough as last week's game. This game is a much different game, and it's a game that actually favors Northern Illinois, in my opinion, because they always seem to play Central Michigan very well at home. So what I'm doing here is taking a plus 8 insurance play on Northern Illinois, and we'll see how it shakes out and see how it goes. And there it is, plus 8 in IU. Let's see how it shakes out. Then we got Toledo, Western Michigan. This is pretty much the MAC game of the night, and I think what happens here is that we're going to go ahead and get the over 58 here with the Toledo Western Michigan game. I think what happens here is that both teams come out very fast out the gate, and both teams finish very strong. This is a possible overtime game as well, too, tonight. But I kind of do think that Western Michigan can run away with this one if we do have a one-sided winner here. I think it would go to the side of Western Michigan. Toledo is going to have to be all in this and some. So pretty much there it is, 12-1. Hopefully we can go ahead and go back-to-back with the 12-1 this tonight. It's 6-1 last night, 12-1 tonight. And pretty much, man, I'm telling you guys right now that we're going to just keep it moving. And we're going to have another great card for you tomorrow. Going to have another great card for you Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This is daily, baby. You guys keep tuning in. Keep telling your friends and everything like that. And we're going to keep this movement moving. So I'm going to jump on over here to Gulfstream Park West over here in Miami Gardens, over in Florida. So all my Florida people that are in here that need some horse bets, stick around. We got race 4, best value is going to be Taylor's Chrome, and Taylor's Chrome is going to be the one horse here. This is going to be a $50,000 allowance optional claimer. So pretty much Taylor's Chrome is a 9-2 morning line horse. I think that this horse will probably go off at the lowest 4-1, at the highest 7-1, and I think that we can get this horse home and get the horse home pretty nicely as well too. So that's going to be our first race here in the PrimeTime PrimeTime Bets race 4, and that's my best value of the day as well too. Number 1, Taylor's Chrome. And then we're going to be basic with the group. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 on the box, okay? So we move on to race 6, the shot of the day. The factors, one of the factors, children, money factor. I like this horse a lot. Money factor has some good numbers. Gonna be an 8-1 is an 8-1 morning line. Hopefully this number changes to hopefully the number will change and get a little bit higher, 10-1, 11-1, something of that nature. But money factor, the 4 horse, let's see how it goes. I think that he's in store for a very, very good day. And then we're going to pair the horse with the 11-7 and the 2. You guys can box it up, 2-4-7-11. All right, so we move on and we got the nightcap, and we're going to take a horse by the name of Sweet Giant. But we do have a very, very good favorite in the 1 horse in this race as well too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play an ice cold exacted between these 2 horses. I'm going to do 2 different ones, one for 27-1 and the other one for 21-7, because that's how good I feel about these 2 horses finishing 1 and 2. But also I'm going to go ahead and play the super high 5 here as well too. Trifecta, superfecta as usual as well too. But just have a little fun here. So go ahead and put 10 or go ahead and $20 box the 7 and the 1 and the 7. Okay, so there it is on the exacta, and that's our super high 5 as well. We're gonna pair the 7 with the 1, 10, the 4, and the 6. You guys box it up 1, 4, 6, 7, 10. All right, so there it is. That's race 8, the nightcap, Sweet Giants. And then we have the 50 cent late pick 4, and then the 50 cent late pick 4, we have ourselves a 4-8. This is going to be, it's not the late pick 4, the late pick 5. So sorry about that. I decided to add an extra race today because the late pick 5 is more money, and it's a better ticket in my opinion. You can spend a little bit more, and that's why I'm going ahead and using the late pick 5 today for the short racing day for a track we usually don't play on too much. So here it is, 50 cent late pick 5, races 4 through 8. I'm all betting leg 1. We're gonna go 5. We're gonna go 4 deep in leg 2, 1, 5, 6, 7. And then in leg 3, we're going 3 deep, 4, 8, 11, and then we're gonna throw in the 3 as the single in leg 4. And then in the nightcap, the final leg, we're gonna go 1, 7. That's how good I feel about these horses, and this will be a $72 investment. So pretty much, you guys already know that what I'm probably gonna do is for you guys is I'm probably going to start just doing horsing around, and we'll remove the horse racing at the end and pretty much like that. So if you do love the horse racing and things like that, be sure to check out Horsing Around, because I'm waiting on the green screen. As soon as I get that, we're going to be having a full-fledged horse racing show, so you guys can be all over the money, and you guys can, get my insights a little bit more on this as well too. I'm trying to get a whole new crowd into horse racing, man. We got a lot of old folks that love horse racing, but we need a lot of folks my age and younger loving horse racing as well too, so it can stick around for the next 100 years. All right, so pretty much another great show. I thank you guys so much for tuning in once again. This is the premier sports betting show, the Primetime Angles, live on IG, hosted by the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper. You guys can follow me on the Twitter at Pop DiBiase, or you can follow me here at this screen name, DiBiase Wave _, or you guys can follow the PrimeWave Media Group. And if you guys also want to be an exclusive client, hit me up on at PTSI on IG, or you guys can DM me on the Twitter, and we'll get you moving ahead. We got the early bird special in place, and it is what it is, man. And also, we still have the end of the year deal that's going to be running for the next 2 weeks. So once December 1st hits, it's only the early bird special. So you might want to jump in right now, get the end of the year, see what PTSI is all about. But we've been doing pretty well the last 2 months, and our premiums been kicking ass as well too. So you guys get into it, man. I thank you guys very much for tuning in as well. Once again, this is the premier sports betting show. Bet with your head, not with your heart, and I am gone. Thank you for tuning into the Primetime Angles, the premier sports betting show, hosted by the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Captain. This is a PrimeWave media production, and go ahead and press that subscribe button.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a PrimeWave media production,